Brain-Heart Unity in Cognition and in Dementia. Welcome to my channel, Brain-Heart Wonders. I am so happy to have you with me today, and I am so excited to be with you with my honey, my little chihuahua. Today I'm actually very excited. Honey sit here. I am very excited to talk about very important topics because the topic is very broad. I am trying to just divide it into many videos, which will be coming, one by one eventually, and soon, of course. I am Zahra Ranjbar. I am so happy to be your host today. And this is just give us more insight about the things you already know. Just I try to add some more recent, study, recent, research, which have been done so far, and just to give us more insight about how our biological, our psychological, and also the social factors can directly impact in our heart, our brain, which of course contribute to our health or sickness. I have been asked frequently why I am so obsessed with brain and heart. Actually, the answer is it dated back when I was, at the university years back. The last year of university, the medical department promised us to take us to pathology department and do some autopsy of human brain to show us everything, which was part of anatomy physiology. So we attended. I was one of the member in the group, and then it was the first time for me to see a human brain. To me, it looked like a jellyfish, very solid jelly shaped, about 3 pounds, 1.4 kilos, and looks like transparent. But when you just touch on that, it was a little bit solid. I was so amazed that time how this jellyfish, to me, I call it jellyfish, how this solid, jelly-like organs is so complicated, so with its complexity, which is still yet to explore many things about it. So how can this small tiny organ, jelly-shaped organ, to govern my body? Let me think, make a decision, make a judgment, have to balance my body, have to coordinate my muscle. So many things just crossed my mind that time, and then it was a starting point for me to just try, to satisfy my curiosity to know more about brain. I asked the professor, how is it possible to know all about the brain? The professor told me, just think about the ocean. Do you know everything about the ocean? We know only on the surface of the ocean, not in the depth, in the deepest part of the ocean, just like a brain. And then he told me, now you finish undergraduate, I think when you go to postgraduate, master degree, PhD, so we get to know brain much better, of course, in the area, in health system. So I listened to him, but curiosity about the brain was killing me. I just tried to go all the articles or the books. I was not satisfied to get the answer because I wanted to explore everything about it. Then master degree didn't add much to my knowledge, to tell you the truth about the brain. Then PhD, it gave me more insight, but lots of questions are still in my mind yet to be explored. As is a matter of interest, gained a lot of interest among the scientists that are working very hard, and lots of studies have been done by Heart Math Institute and some other institutions. Yeah, they're doing. Scientists are working very hard to explore this, to know every part of this, complex organ in our body. Today, I would like to talk about the effect of blood pressure, relationship between blood pressure and dementia. Any cardiovascular pathology has direct effect on the brain. Blood pressure has a very huge impact on cardiovascular system, high blood pressure. When blood pressure is high, it affects on heart has to work very hard to compensate, to open, because if there is a problem in vascular system and causes blood pressure goes up, so the only organ has to work hard to send blood, to send oxygen, to keep you and me alive, is just heart. But heart has a capacity. Heart is not designed to work massively when blood pressure is so high, so blood pressure should be controlled. If we have symptom of high blood pressure, okay, this is not the things we should procrastinate. Okay, today, tomorrow I am going to doctor, then leave it tomorrow, after tomorrow, then we get a habit of postponing things. But this is not simple thing to postpone it. This is very, very important. If you have a dizziness, because of one lady, she was 44 years old. She's actually, I met her recently. She is 44 years old, and the way she talks to me seems like she has a high blood pressure. I asked her if she attended, got the appointment to see doctor. She said, no, I am only 43 years finished. I was stepping 44 years old. I shouldn't have any blood pressure. I tried to convince her blood pressure, okay, between 50 to 70 high risk. 50 to 70 years old is high risk, but high blood pressure can happen at any age. I know a boy, he was almost 35 years old. His systolic blood pressure was all the time high, 19, even 20, systolic blood pressure. So he was at high risk. So it can happen at any age as well. So she was convinced actually to go and check with the doctor. I haven't seen her yet. But she said she had a dizziness. When she leaves bed, she cannot have a very good sleep. When she wakes up from the bed, when she stands up, she feels dizzy. And then she said she just feels like spinning, the roof everywhere is spinning over and over. And also, on a few occasions, she felt she was about to have a fall. So this is not the things we can say, okay, I am good today, it's okay, let it go over tomorrow. No. I think this is the best time to check with your doctor as soon as possible, because blood pressure can be treated, which is the good things about. This is good news about blood pressure. Something about when we say relationship between brain, heart, blood pressure, heart and brain is when blood pressure is high, it compromises heart, compromise not only heart, cardiovascular system, and brain. Brain cannot receive enough oxygenated blood. So that part of the blood gets affected. So when we have heard a lot about the vascular dementia. Vascular dementia actually, those who are having high blood pressure, this is the first impression doctor might have. If the person has dementia, check the blood pressure is high, okay, possible, rule out, vascular dementia. The difference between vascular dementia and Alzheimer's is a huge difference. When blood pressure is high, there is it has a systemic effect. When blood pressure is high, in relation to Alzheimer's disease, high blood pressure reduce brain reserve to withstand development of tangles and plugs in the brain. So it doesn't directly affect on the brain, just affect on the brain resistance to develop, to make all plug, amyloid, tau, which are related to Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease, which is also dementia as well. Anyway, but vascular dementia is directly because of high blood pressure. When blood pressure is high and brain and heart work very hard, but still not enough oxygen to the brain, so brain, that part get infarcted, that part of the brain, the cells, neurons all get destroyed and cause dementia. All part of the brain is very sensitive, especially hippocampus. It is said that, based on study, it is said around the hippocampus, which is in the midbrain, is very, very sensitive with, insufficient oxygen. Hippocampus is center for learning, for memory. Okay, when it doesn't, receive adequate oxygen, very soon get affected by this oxygen insufficiency and directly affect on memory. Okay, so the hippocampus, if it gets involved, dementia is there because it's a center for dementia. So cognition impairment will be followed, step by step. Another cardiovascular problem is when blood pressure is very high. So for long term, based on a study, they said, so because heart work very hard, okay? So, and brain is not, and heart is not designed to hold that much hard work, right? Okay, so what happened? The muscle of the heart get expanded, get like swollen. You see, when we walk too much, we can feel on our calf muscle, right? If you walk too much, then on the way, you try to sit or say, okay, I am tired, I want to sit a little bit, then massage your, back of your leg muscle, calf muscle, and then, okay, now I keep going again. But if the blood pressure is high, heart muscle, there is no rest. Constantly working very hard. It reached a stage that heart says, enough is enough. I cannot compensate more. I try very hard because brain needed oxygen, whole of the body needed oxygen. I push myself, I push my muscle, I work very hard to help you. I cannot anymore. So what happened? Heart failure. When the heart failure, it comes sometimes with, some other symptom like atrial fibrillation, like blood cannot empty completely from heart to circulate all over the body, include brain. So this is problem. So there is a relationship between heart failure and dementia as per study. Okay, and this gained lots of interest clinically, and still studies are going on. Another problem about the heart is divided into right side and left side, as we know. This is the basic things, right? But left side as right side, there is a window, like a window between atrium and ventricle, between top and bottom of the heart. Sometimes there is a defect there. Okay, it can be congenital or some other reasons. Okay, so blood completely doesn't empty heart, goes all over, so brain cannot receive enough oxygen. So this is another problem. So another thing about the vascular pathology in vascular system in our, the circulatory system, in arteries, sometimes there's a stiffness in arteries for some reason. Okay, it causes also high blood pressure. Okay, stiffness. So sometimes it goes with age. There is some calcification or high cholesterol, some other things involved, which we cannot go to detail here. So it causes, the narrow, the arteries get narrow, and then blood cannot easily and smoothly pass through to reach the brain, and the brain cannot receive enough oxygen. Okay, so this is about stiffness in arteries. Another very, very important thing which we should not ignore is depression, our mood. Depression. There is based on a study, based on many thousands of studies, there is a link between depression and dementia. Okay, so depression, a person who is depressed, her inflammatory mediator stimulates. Okay, so blood pressure goes down. When blood pressure goes down, what happens? Oxygenated blood cannot reach to the brain. Not only oxygen, nutrition, so brain suffer. Not only one part, we have 100 billion of neuron brain cells, 100 neuron, which connected with each other with 150 trillion neural like a network. Okay, it's all get affected. So those who are having depression, if they have a symptom, depression, okay, this is like blood pressure. We cannot postpone from today tomorrow. If you feel off, not more than 2 weeks, okay, and you think something wrong with you, your mood, you're off, okay, so it is the best time not to procrastinate from today tomorrow. No, don't postpone it. Please check with your doctor, because depression can be treated, which is a good news about depression. If it is not treated depression, okay, from the basic, from 2 weeks, just get longer, for years, then treatment could be a little bit challenging. So we know the integration of the mind, body, spirit is the coherence between brain and heart. So brain and heart coherence, brain and heart unity is unity of the integration between all of system, mind, body, spirit. Okay, so if there is some defect in heart, if there is some pathological defect in the brain, So this system is not aligned, okay? So it affects on not only mental and emotionally, it affects on our physical health as well. So we are trying to keep our brain healthy. And I remember in the previous videos, we talk how to improve coherence between brain and heart. So we talk about, meditation, mindfulness meditation. We talk about diaphragmatic or belly, the breathing exercise, which is very important. And be compassionate with yourself and do act with kindness. Be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others. Okay? So look after yourself. I am so happy today we discussed about such important things. And please make sure you are looking after your brain, you are looking after your heart, and enjoy every moment of your life. Okay? And keep coherence between your heart and your brain. Okay? So, with love and gratitude always, and always, I'm looking forward to connecting with you soon in the following videos. I would love if you have any, if you're a scientist, if you're working in the health system, if you are working some research in relation to this topic today, I would love to have your opinion, your idea, briefly in the comment below. I would love to check all of them with my heart, with appreciation. Please make sure you like and subscribe. God bless you all and Merry Christmas to all of you. Thanks. Bye.